And a question from Edward Allen Pace. Could there be any chance QPR could do their AirAsia clinics over in the Philippines? It could be a market worth looking at.
The AirAsia clinics are obviously something that's done in conjunction with AirAsia and with our owners. They put a lot of money into the club, and I'm sure, and they want the return out there, and they want to make sure the exposure for the club is out there as well, from it's their home country. My first order of preference as a chief executive is to concentrate the resources here at home and make sure we have Shepherd's Bush covered, because we are the team in the local council. Fulham might have a team and Chelsea might have a team in the council, but there are more people who live in this borough that support QPR than support Chelsea or Fulham. So for me, it's like, let's start at home and let's go out from there.
Okay, great. Nick Milner has a question. I'm a long-standing season ticket holder in the upper loft, access the stadium from South Africa Road. On rainy days and even worse rainy nights, when exiting the stand in a crowd, I'm fed up with splashing through the large puddle that forms at the bottom of the stairs.
No, it never rains here. I don't know. I have to look at that. It's probably, there are some things we've done this summer. I took for me the worst areas. I didn't manage to squeeze out a small budget to do some enhancements. They were primarily Loftus Road, because the toilets over there were absolutely abominable. But that's where the money it is. We'll do. I don't want to put a ton of money into this stadium, because obviously we're looking to move to a new stadium. But I do think there needs to be some work that goes back into the stadium. That's something I'm sure we can look at, and if we can get a reasonable solution, then I'll say, Jen, go ahead and get on with it.
And that is one of the points that you were keen to address when we met 10 weeks ago. We said we couldn't use the word ordinary fan. There is no ordinary fan, but supporters that come through that sit in the seats in the Ellerslie Road, in South Africa Road, or in the lower loft, upper loft, etc., looking at their facilities.
Really important to me. I think they're the ones that are easiest enough to ignore, and I think it's one of the most important. I did say our season tickets were the second biggest source of revenue. We need to look after those season ticket holders. We need to make sure that we're giving them proper facilities. We had a conversation with the caterers over the summer during the public offering. To be fair to them, they were very, very responsive and very receptive to it. I think some of the things they've come up with for new dishes has been quite good. If anybody's not tried them, go out and try some of the new things. They did a tasting here for a group of fans to try and get an idea of what might work, what might not work, and I think it's gone off pretty well. Now it's early days, but I at least have to applaud to say, good. This is exactly what I'm looking for in a catering partner. Somebody that's going to address what the fans are looking to get, and someone who cares about the quality of service and the quality of food that they're getting. So fair play to them.
Okay, the next QPR Fans Forum takes place in early September. What are you expecting from that?
I'm expecting the unexpected. You never know what you're going to get from a fans forum. I think it's a good way. It's brings people together. We do try and mix it up a little bit, because if you just did loyalty points, you literally would get the same faces every time. So I think by doing it, 50% loyalty points, then opening up to some of the fans groups, and then having a lottery so that other people can get involved. Hopefully we'll get a really, really good diverse mix, and people will be able to to ask their questions, and we'll answer them the best that we possibly can.
Okay, we're nearly a month into the new season. What are your thoughts so far, and your message for the QPR fans?
Oh, the message. One of the things we're looking at is, again, about developing players. If you look at the average age of the squad compared to what it was last year, you just have to look at the list. It's dead easy to do. You'll see it's a much younger squad. With younger squads, you tend to get a little bit less consistency. But there's one thing, and I addressed this at one of the meetings I had with a fanzine, which is young players can get killed if the home fans get on top of them. But when I look out there and I see Ben Gladwin and I see Meady out there, it's great. It's great that we have the young kids coming through, but if they make a mistake, I know it's frustrating, but we need to get back to them. Senior players can take it. I never think it's helpful when you get on a player's back, because nobody goes out there to have a bad game. But sometimes it just does happen, and unfortunately, a lot of times it happens when one or two people have a bad game. It just spreads throughout. Whatever reason it is, it's been the same. Every team I've ever been at, every sport I've ever been at. Sometimes teams themselves just have a bad game. So give them a chance, especially the youngsters. Support means a heck of a lot more than derision and booing them, because that's what they really need. When they're having a bad time, they probably need support. And as I say, I know it's hard because you paid your money, you've worked hard for your money, and you walk in and you're frustrated by what you see when things aren't going right. But nobody's out there deliberately trying to have a bad game. And so I think it's important that we just try and remember that sometimes.
And you welcome questions from supporters to QPR business at qpr.co.uk.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything about why, contractual issues, or why do you do this, why do you pay, how do you pay players, which I think we sort of covered how we do that, more than happy to answer those questions. Why do we lose so much money? Go ahead and ask.